What's
Thank you. Got it. Okay. So I guess I'll just like jump right into it.
yeah.
Tell me about bachatica and how did this come about?
Oh man, Bachatica is a song that's super special to me. It came about with two of my very good friends who are incredibly talented, Maya and Luciana. They're two singer-songwriters who I love. And this is actually the first song that I write with two women, where the three of us just like really connected and like became friends, right after that, and just like found
Organic.
something, yeah, really organic, found something really special, and like the synergy was just felt immediately. But they started this song at Maya's house, actually, in her living room, in la sala de la casa de Maya. They were singing to guitar, and they were going through like, in their heads, like different ideas. We were gonna have a session the following day and at the studio, but they were hanging out beforehand, and they were like, let's try and think of something for Leslie. And this melody came about. Maya was playing some chords that was just like really romantic and like almost like
So
inspired by
romantic.
old boleros of like the golden age, like of Celia and La Lupe. And out came this melody, and they knew I was looking for, like, I've been looking for a very long time for a romantic bachata, because I hadn't released one since basically the beginning of my career. And so this, like, the idea for bachatica started to come together, and they didn't finish it. They were just like, let's just like get the mold of it and voice note it and show it to Leslie tomorrow, and if she likes it, we'll finish it with her. And as soon as like the first 30 seconds of that voice note off the iPhone that I heard the following day, I was like, this is my song. Like, that's it. We have to finish this today.
That's what I noticed, that you collaborated with people on this song. Whose idea was it to add the snares?
Aha.
Because it's
So,
very different for bachata.
yeah.
I've never heard that before in bachata. And I was
Yeah.
watching the HBO documentary on bachata,
Huh?
Romeo's, and like
Yeah.
how they
I have to watch
revolutionized
that.
it.
It's on
And
my
I
list.
feel like this song revolutionized that sound for me.
That's dope.
So
Thank you.
whose idea was
Yeah,
it to
we
bring in
knew.
the snare?
Yeah, we knew from the first session, so we didn't have a production for it. We just had it was just to guitar, but we knew that we wanted the bachata element because the song is called Bachatica, and that's the whole concept of the song. But we knew it fit perfectly in a BPM where we could use some trap elements, right?
Okay.
So once we went into production, we actually spent some time trying to find a producer that would be able to get the mix of those sounds and fuse them both in a balanced way. And so Eddie Perez, Dominican producer, he like, experimented with the song a little bit and sent us a couple different versions. And we went back and forth on like the level of how much we wanted the kick to feel like a R&B record, but then also the snare to be in there at a certain point going into the second verse to feel like it was a little bit of
Yeah,
that.
that really shocked me. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like,
so
oh,
good.
but refreshingly.
That's
It was
exactly
good. It
that's
was good.
exactly the reaction that we wanted. Like my goal always is to represent, classic ideas in a new way. And so that was our way of fusing and recreating like a classic structure, bolero structure song that could not normally be like a ballad, and then make it danceable, but also make it feel modern by adding
And
that
it
urban
and
element.
it, I feel like it connects with like the Spanglish of us, like we
Yeah,
all like the ones that listen to trap and bachata.
yeah, yeah.
It's so
Mhm.
I feel like
Yeah,
which
it's
is
our
where
generation.
music is going.
Yes, yes. It's
Exactly.
blurring the
And
line.
talking about where music is going, musically, what artists del patio de aquí de RD? Like,
Mm.
who are you listening to right now, and who's
Ooh.
inspiring?
Oh man. In bachata, I think
Has to be Dominican though.
has to be,
Dominican.
of course. I think one of the greatest del patio for me, and he continues to be through time, Raulín Rodriguez. I think
Okay.
he's so great at just all the songs from back in the day to to even recently. I think he's really good at making songs that are of despecho,
Oh
or that
yeah.
are of love, And I think that's sometimes really hard to find an artist that can do that um, in bachata, because it's hard to write romantic songs uh, in the genre, because the genre began in like burlesque, really, in bars and speakeasies and stuff like that, where it wasn't even allowed
Yeah,
at a
de
certain.
cabaret.
Yeah, de cabaret, exacto. So like it's beautiful for me to see, and to listen to artists that can do both, that can make
Of
songs of
course.
despecho and that can also make songs of desamor and amor.
So you have a Premio Lo Nuestro, you have songs that have gone platinum, and now with this boom of acting in the Heights, Bachatica, navigating the success, how has it been for you?
Mm.
And are you afraid of peaking? Because it seems like you're doing it all.
Mm. Yeah. It's funny when you said peaking, I thought like peaking, like I was like peak and peaking at tweets, like what do you mean? No, it's been, well, how's it been for me? It's been just like any pursuit, like anybody that's pursuing a dream or like a career. It's been work, it's been nonstop, and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and how can I do better, and how can I grow, not just outwardly, but like inwardly, and learn more and more how to manage the pursuit of my dream in a way that feels fulfilling. So that's been, how it feels, and also it's been a blessing too to be able to see so many things come into fruition. Um, a lot of things that seem on the outside like overnight, like stuff that's happening in my acting career, has been long, long, long years of a lot of seeds of sacrifice and training and time and effort. A lot of people don't know I've been like auditioning and training for 7 years, like self tape until doing Heights, and being bad at it, and learning along the way. That's what it takes when you pursue a craft. And when you're passionate about something, you just continue to, pursue it until you get better and better and better, and that never stops. So same thing in my music career, and I think it's also given me the experience to, in essence, maybe skip a couple steps on the acting end, because I've had this experience as a public person, to know a couple of things, that come with that kind of exposure, in a way that maybe a
Right.
music artist wouldn't have undergone. But I think it's beautiful to be able to now have these two sides of
The
my
two loves.
artistry. Yeah, yeah, and to
Yeah.
continue to add on to the ways that I express myself as an artist in general. When I was a kid, I just loved performing, so I never separated those things. Whether it was acting or dancing or singing, it all felt like parts of a whole for me.
I get that. And with all this success, of course, there's some downsides to it. So I wanted to know, what did you learn from the backlash that In the Heights received from not getting Black representation or dark skin tone representation for
Yeah.
Dominicans and just Latinos in general?
I learned a lot, and I think the conversation was really important, because I think it's an important conversation. I learned that communication is everything. I learned also that you can make something, with all of the best intentions, but when you're working, to create art, um, in a space where our stories, haven't been told, and you're breaking through, in a way that you've we haven't been able to before, there's always room for improvement. There's always, it's never going to be enough until we're all out here telling multiple stories, and we're not struggling for one seat at the table. And so I think I still believe in my heart, and I know what the process was for our film, and the heart behind everyone that was involved. Everybody's heart was to represent as best we could this neighborhood, and to tell a universal story through the scope of a neighborhood that we all know and love, or at least everybody involved knew and loved, like Washington Heights. And casting was available for everyone to join, and and to give their best to be a part of this film, down to every dancer, and everyone that was there worked hard and deserved to be there. So we had hope that this story would be the thing, that having the opportunity to make this movie and tell this story would be a breakthrough for more stories to be told, that it wouldn't be the only one, and for more spaces to be opened up. And so I don't think the heart was exclusion at any point, but I think the conversation in the end that occurred from it was even, more important, because now people are aware, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we need more spaces for Afro-Latino, dark-skinned Latinos to be at the forefront. And I think everybody also involved was aware of that. And by no means was there any like specific exclusion.
I understand what you're
Yeah.
trying to say. What did you learn from Lin Manuel working with
Oh man,
him?
he's a gem of a person. He's a gem of a human being. He's obviously, everybody knows that he's brilliant, and just he is incredible, and consistently a well just rounded person, all around. But a lot of people, what I learned from him was to be as equally as great as you are in your work, to be as great of a human being on the inside as well, and take everything with stride. So he's very, very much a normal human being. Like, he will walk to set with his kids, on the way to daycare, and be like, I'll be right back. I got to take this kid to daycare, but I'll be right back. And he'll just like literally be around just like a, regular person, so generous with his time, his experience, always there to give us the support that we needed, to know that it's a little bit nerve-wracking to
Yeah,
take on a story that is so beloved in the Broadway community. So to have the
right.
creator of it be behind you and say, hey, yeah, make it your own, do it, like give you the permission and give you wings to fly, was a huge thing. And he was there every step of the way.
Yeah, support is everything, which brings me to my last question. I know we're almost running out of time, but I've been dying to know because, I'm Dominican, so I have parents, I know how they think, and just I'm in DR right now, and
Let's go.
society wise, it's just
Where you are,
it's a
where are you at what part?
Santo Domingo, Alma
In the
Rosa.
capital. Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand and just been wondering,
Yeah.
what did your parents say when they heard Duro Suave? Like, what's going on there?
Yo, that is great. Yes, I love that question. That's such an honest question. Because, yeah, you do have parents and you're like, hold up.
Yeah.
I know her parents were bugging
And I
about
know
this.
you had like a Christian album at some point that I could not
Yeah,
find
yeah, that's how I
anywhere, but
started. But you know what? My parents are they're very progressive, not gonna front. They're like, they just love good music. So they were just like, yo, we're feeling this. Like it's been also, my parents have been hand in hand with me, like walking with me in my career, and seeing, obviously as parents, seeing me grow, but also knowing and trusting that I would never sing anything that made me feel uncomfortable, and that's all they really care about. And so this was a song that I wrote with colleagues, that I felt was just a dope song and a great concept. And there have been other songs along the way that have been presented to me that, I felt like would say things in a way that weren't weren't ways that I would say. You could say the same thing and say it in a metaphor and be clever about it. I'm not too much of a literal person in the sense, but I don't knock it either. That's just how I express myself. And so my parents have seen me evolve in that way and how to express my sensuality and how to feel confident and all that. And they like applauded it, like for real. Like I would tell you if
That's
they
so
were like
dope.
bugging a little bit, they're like, wow, it's spicy. Like my mom was like, it's spicy, but I like it, you know? Está buena, está bueno el
Your
reggaetoncito.
your
So
parents
they
speak
were very
English?
supportive. Yeah, they speak English with an
Okay,
accent,
so they get it.
Dominican. Yeah, they
Yeah.
get it. They get it. They get it, but
Have they
they trust me. They know they're like, oh, they'll tell me if Alana is like, I don't know about that, but they loved Duty Swag. Yeah.
what do you think about Tokisha?
Toki, yo. That's what I was gonna say earlier. That's why I was asking you about if it was in bachata or like, it could be any
No,
genre, but
I kind of like that's what I was getting at, but I wanted you to just have,
yeah,
you
I
know what I
gotta,
mean?
gotta
Like
say what
whatever.
yeah. No, I love Toki. I mean, my mom, the first one dancing her songs in Zumba. She she probably won't say it,
Yeah.
but she's still like, you know,
No, my
tengo
mom sent me
novia.
a
You know
message
what I mean?
saying, my mom sent me a message like, esa Tokisha tiene que estar en droga. En droga que está Tokisha.
Está en droga. Yo no la entiendo. No,
Esa
I think
loca. Mire la cara, parece una loca. That's what I was
yeah, I
asking.
mean, para los gustos, los colores, yo pienso que
Right.
la gente tiene su percepción de lo que es aceptable para ellos y lo que ellos dirían, en su propia forma. Like, nadie nobody would believe in me saying the things that Toki says as an artist and as a person, but that's how she self-expresses. Like, that's her life, and you can feel that it's genuine. And for me, that's the most important thing in art, that is credible and believable and that is authentic. So I'm like, go
Yes.
off, girl. And I love her song with Rosalia as well.
Yes. Love. It's a bop.
Yep, it's a bop.
Thank you so, so much for being with
Thank
me
you. This was
today.
awesome.
And
Thank
much
you for making this.
success. I love bachatica. I think
Yes.
the snares, they got me.
Yes. She said the snares. I'm here for the snares.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so much,
girl.
my love.
And
Much
enjoy the
success.
art. Enjoy
Yes.
it.
I'm
Enjoy
about
it.
to have un paquete
Yes.
frito in a few.
Oh my